because even at level 5 or something, he's still got a really high percentage to run away from everything. But yeah, other than that, I'm not a huge believer in Ninja in the end game. Just not a whole lot of power to be able to handle things. So I'd probably be looking to help that experience gain out by only having 3 party members alive.
I've got to think. I like this selection. I like the double red. I've used that a lot. I like double fighter too. That's never going to happen with these 2 force. I would think that if you pop into Canaria and you see some white magic, if you see a Cure 4 and a Life 2, if you see a Fade and a Heal 3, we could see that reset button hit potentially, and definitely a potential re-roll in this seat if I've ever seen one this early before the game even starts.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the prime conditions for that. If you see a white magic spell in Canaria in either slot 2 or slot 4, those are the white mage exclusive spots that red mage isn't going to have access to. And if you, especially if you need something, a life or Cure 4, like you said, Fade is the big one, of course.
Yeah.
If there's Fade right in that second slot, that is an instant reset, retool the party. You're stuck with the Black Belt and the Thief, of course, but that Fade spell will help out so much in the early game.
Now, Tristal, you've been playing competitively video games, a whole bunch of things for, I know it's over a decade.
Yeah, I've been playing Magic the Gathering tournaments since the beginning of the century, at least. And then, yeah. So, yeah, that makes me sound old.
In a best 2 out of 3 scenario, which this is, and of course, Driscoll's in also this Elite 8. He's going to be coming up on Monday. We'll get to that schedule a little bit later as well. How important and how pivotal is the first match in the best 2 out of 3 to you?
Before this tournament, I might have told you, you just take one game at a time. It's not really a big deal. You just kind of do what you can and move on. But honestly, there is a bit of a mental edge to going up 1-0, especially in these situations where people are maybe racing, consecutive days, not necessarily 2 races on the same day. The person who wins has time to just sleep it out and, feel good about themselves. But the person who lost has to deal with that and think, okay, do I need to change my strategy? There's a lot of things going on in your brain once something like that happens. So there's definitely a mental factor to this as well. Speaking of the first game of a best of 3 series, our runners have been given the release. There they go. Here we go. Best of 3, match 1, ArsonHorse versus Fuzzymage. Welcome to the Elite 8 of the 2018 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. And there it is, Crystal. We talked about it. Fade. Yeah, well, Fade's in the 3rd slot, which is fine for the Red Mage, but they are going to miss out on Heal 3 until promotion. That's in the Ruse slot. So they're not going to be able to get that as a Red Mage, but when they promote to a Red Wizard, they'll have that, and that'll be very useful. I've got to think, there it is. We were talking about it. Fuzzymage has hit the reset button. That Fade was in slot 3. ArsonHorse is going to stick with that. I like that play. We'll see what Fuzzymage does. I would think for Magic, for the Mages, Tristal, it's going to be Fade in 1, Warp in the 2nd slot. And would you hold off for Heal 3 until class promotion? Yeah, there isn't really a reason to pick up Lit 3 if you've got Fade. There's some stuff in the Water Cave that Lit 3 is better against, but Fade for the most part is pretty much just better, so there's no need to use up a slot on it. ArsonHorse jumps outside, took out some imps, trying to get a couple bucks here. Let's see what Fuzzymage does. Is he going to take the first fight? It looks like he is. Got Cabin's a little expensive at 145 gold. You don't really like seeing that very much. Camp equipment, paramount in the early game to get through this and when you're on foot. Yeah, one thing they'll notice too is there's a bit of a gold problem early on, so both players taking on this first fight against imps, and they'll get a quick level out of it as well, so that's decent. ArsonHorse has made his way to the Temple of Fiends now. 3 chests in here. As much as he'd like a weapon or something like that, he wants money. He finds a silver helmet, not going to be usable for ArsonHorse. He's going to look to sell that eventually. Yeah, probably not worth keeping around just to equip on the ninja. You'd rather have the gold early on. That's one nice benefit of not having a fighter in your party, is that so much of the equipment you pick up is just immediately sellable. 4 loose items here in the Elite 8 and going on. We've already found one in a chest, and it's an important one.
It's the chime located in the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, now see, I was really rooting for the bridge or something like that to be in a chest, and we just get slab loot from the King and Sarah, but this is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, definitely. And remember now, well, I know Fuzzymage is poisoned, so he's going to have to get some pure potions. ArsonHorse is onto Garland. Ms. Shenanigans herself, Rainbow Poogle, she's doing her tracking tonight. She made this seed. That chime popping up early, oh boy. You never know.
Looks like Garland's got some poison touch too, so it's poison all around.
Now, if we look at this early and in a very superficial way here, the chime pops out early. The King gives the canoe. Sarah gives the canal. You can kind of see... Rainbow Poogle's involved. Who knows what's going to happen? We found our vendor item. It is the cube. It's for sale in Canaria for 31,000 gold.
So this is actually pretty interesting. We've got early chime and early cube if we grind for it. Once we have access to Air Cave, that might be a really good destination. There are a ton of treasure chests in there. The experience is probably the second best in the game compared to the final dungeon.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice place to hit up if you can.
If I'm in this match right now, and let's see, we're not even 5 minutes in. I like to think ahead so much, and if I see what ArsonHorse has found with the canoe, the canal, and that chime popping, I'm starting to think already, I want the ship, and I want the ship now. As much as you want the floater, and you've got the means to get the airship, I'm starting to think, oh boy, here we go. We might have a long seat on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, I think chances are pretty overwhelming that either Provoca or Sages have the ship, or the floater, one of the two. So, if that doesn't happen, it's a total festival. Just go nuts, but, yeah, I think that's fairly likely.
ArsonHave is on his horse. He's starting to hike now. He heads west towards the Dwarf Cave, finds about 1,000 gold. So far now, he's going to continue due south. I would think his next destination is probably Elfland. Use those dual fade charge shooters. Pick up some levels along the way. He's up to level 4 now.
So one difference you'll notice right away is on Fuzzymage's side, they put the thief in front, whereas ArsonHorse is keeping the thief alive in the second slot. So it'll be interesting to see in the future if they plan on keeping different party members alive.
Yes. The black belt is down for Fuzzymage. Now the thief is down. His red mage is poisoned. His white mage is poisoned now, trying to get through this Temple of Fiends. Down goes the red mage. He's down. Oh, he's got a reset. Oh. Yeah,
this was an unrunnable goal, and it looks like they were trying to save as many fade charges as they can, but didn't quite work out.
Meanwhile, ArsonHorse still on his horse, and nearing Elfland now. Fuzzymage has returned to the Temple of Fiends, using up his pure potions. He's down to 1 HP, uses the heal 3 to heal himself up. I like that. A little bit of a veteran move there from Fuzzymage, a newcomer to the league, but certainly doing some damage already in this tournament.
Yeah, I like Fuzzymage going up to the northwest chests here after seeing the silver helmet in the lower left. No, they don't really have to get it at all.
Yeah, let's go ahead and skip that. Cure 4, it looked like, in level 3 white magic. Heal 2, also harm 3. There's ruse available. That's in the third slot of white magic level 4. That's going to be red mage learnable.
I also like the warp charge in that northwest corner just to try and get closer to Garland as quickly as possible. That's a veteran move right there.
It is, definitely, yes. Go ahead and check those upper 2 left chests. You know you want the wear sword, and you're certainly going to need the chime. Go ahead and use your warp, jump back out, save the steps to Garland, take Garland out. Doesn't matter, though, if Fuzzymage has taken out Garland. He's got his canoe, and he's got his canal, so he's got the information now. ArsonHorse a little bit ahead, going through Elfland now.
Yeah, not a whole lot of gold to go around this early. ArsonHorse does see the pro ring in the Elfland shop, but it's 11,000. There's no chance of getting that. So, yeah, I imagine he's going to be heading towards Crescent Lake. Oh, just barely enough gold to stay in the inn in Elfland.
ArsonHorse runs into the piranhas now on his way toward Crescent Lake. Loses 2 warriors. He's down to the 2 reds. get through here, Tristal, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, let's get some experience for these mages, get the Crescent Lake, we can revive our other warriors then, try to use our fades to get there.
Yeah, exactly. It's way more important to have the levels on the red mages early than the black belt. You're really just looking to have that one grind spot, most likely the Agamas. Just level up that black belt by themselves. You're not too worried about the black belt getting levels early on because they're pretty much useless until level 21.
Yeah. Maybe if you get like an early black shirt, Thor's hammer, something like that, then you can try to utilize that black belt character a little bit more and they can actually do some damage. Speaking of damage, Scorpions with Ice 2, unrunnable trolls and bulls. Has ArsonHorse checked the Circle of Sages? We're working on Fuzzymage's stream right now. It'll be just a moment on that. Meanwhile, ArsonHorse using up some Fade charges. He's up to level 8 now. He went ahead and left both the Black Belt and the Thief on the ground. Used up some Fade charges, got some more juice into his Red Mages, and he resurrects only the Black Belt.
Yep, that gives you some insight as to what the future plans are.
ArsonHorse stocking up on heal potions. One thing that I've seen a lot of players do is they decide not necessarily to stock up on heal potions and such in like an Elfland or a Canaria, thinking, well, I'll get them when they get to Crescent Lake. Well, you get to Crescent Lake and they ain't got nothing there but pures and softs.
Yeah, that's sort of a risk you have to take. A lot of times, like we saw here, you don't have a ton of gold in Elfland, so it's a difficult game of resource management to figure out how you want to play it. And we do see Nuke in the Crescent Lake shop in slot 4. Unfortunately, not even Red Wizard gets to learn that. So no Nuke for ArsonHorse or Fuzzymage.
Right. What? Uh-oh. Wait a sec. Oh, I thought ArsonHorse. Oh, gosh. He hit New Game by accident as he was hitting down. The Red Wizard, when promoted, can learn the first slot of Black Magic in level 6, and Nuke is certainly not in that slot, so you can go ahead and write that one off.
Yeah, I mean, they have Fade at the level 1 slot, so they're definitely still going to be pretty useful.
Rainbow Poogle, our tracker, is on with Fuzzymage right now. She's going to give us a few updates. You can see her in the chat room taking care of everything for us. Thank you again, Poogle. Fuzzymage is headed towards Crescent Lake right now. ArsonHorse is leaving the Crescent Lake area now. Provoca next, Crystal, I would think?
Yeah, I have seen some runners try and do Volcano very, very early. We do have Fade at level 1, but I still think this is a bit too early, especially with Provoca, and now that we've got the Crystal from the Sages, we can go hit up Matoya as well. So that's 2 chances at the floater. The floater is just so huge. Right.
Also, level 2 magic, it's the white magic specifically is learnable, all 4 slots learnable to the red mage. So that's just kind of a bonus on top of go ahead making this play.
Yeah, absolutely. Provoca is definitely one of the best early towns, for sure.
Black Magic Shop of level 2, Fire 3, Fast, and Temper. And ArsonHorse he's going to go ahead and start buying a whole bunch of stuff without checking level 2 White Magic so far. Let's see what we have hiding. Level 2 White Magic, Life 2. So, one Red Mage, Fire 3, Fast, and Life 2, Tristal. The other Red Mage, maybe Fire 3, Temper, and Life 2?
You can go with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how necessary Fire 3 even is in this seed.
Okay.
It's the least necessary elements to have access to, and they've got Fade, so I'm not really worried about Fire 3 here at all. I don't think it would get a lot of use.
Okay, alright. Harm 3 can certainly, Harm 4 even, we saw him back in Elfland, can do a lot of damage and fill in for Fire 3 in the game. ArsonHorse makes quick work of the pirates. Bicky gives up, he hands it over. It's the adamant he hands over, so that's back at the Dwarf Cave now. No bridge, so they can't... so our players, they can walk to Matoya, turn in the crystal, but they can't make a quick loop back down toward the Dwarf Cave quite yet. I would think that a trip over to Matoya, the 3 chests, and turning in the crystal would be next.
Yeah, I think the nice play I'd like to see here is saving at Provoca and not using any camping equipment on the way to Matoya. That way, if Matoya blanks, you hit the bridge or, something, the tail, something you don't care about until you have the airship anyway.
Right.
You can just reset and not worry about the walk back.
An update from Poogle Falconic FF, the Enforcer, is joining us tonight in chat as well. Fuzzymage is also in Provoca now. So he's in the level 2. He's finding out that sort of information as well, more than likely taking on the pirates right about now. ArsonHorse leaving Provoca, heading toward Matoya. He is using the camping equipment. He has elected to use that option, but he didn't go too far.
All right, Falconic in chat, thank you so much for your reporting work. Says that Black Belt is petrified on Fuzzymage's side. That's actually somewhat beneficial. In that way, you get to use a soft potion sort of as a Phoenix down and revive them whenever you like. So that's kind of a nice alternative to just having them dead.
Also, if you go to like a place like the volcano, where you have the high damage when you're walking through the lava, not going to hurt your petrified light warrior. And again, like Tristle just said, you can go ahead and soften them up a little bit each and every time. ArsonHorse turns in the crystal from Matoya, picks up about 5,000 gold and a rune sword, and the bridge is given to ArsonHorse now. And I think that makes turning in the adamant a pretty standard play here.
Yeah, it'll save you a little bit of time. I don't know necessarily that I would even risk it. There's too many weird fetch quests that can happen that just blank out. There's so many items here that, the slab, the loot, the tail, there's just a ton of items where these fetch quests just aren't going to do anything. So, that can be a bit of a risk, although the only problem in doing that is you'll just have to walk back. So it's not a huge deal.
ArsonHorse has chosen that route. He's walked over towards the Dwarf Cave now. We're working on our stream, everybody. We're almost there. He turns in the item, gets the TNT, immediately walks down to Narek, and picks up the slab. No floater, no ship yet.
Yep, so there's that exact scenario I was talking about. This is basically a dead end until you get some way to progress outside of the inner sea. So from here, I mean, he's done the fetch quest. You needed the slab at some point, but it maybe was a better... you could have waited until you had the key, potentially.
He's doing it.
To help save some time there, too.
ArsonHorse continues south from the Dwarf Cave, doesn't have the crown, doesn't stop off at Northwest Castle. Walking right by the Marsh Cave. Looks like he thought about it a little bit, wasn't too sure. He's got access to Warp. He's got Fade charges. He's going to jump into the Marsh Cave at the 16-minute mark.
Yeah, ArsonHorse showing a tiny bit of inexperience, not knowing how to navigate the South Continent to get to the Marsh Cave. I don't know how many times he's had to actually deal with the Marsh Cave in his experience so far. But yeah, being such a low level and with the warp spell, I don't completely hate this play. It's nice that you're just physically close to the Marsh Cave after having done these fetch quests. So there's that, but I probably would have tried to level up a little bit, maybe at the Power Peninsula and handle Volcano from here.
I know ArsonHorse has, I believe, 3 houses, especially with the warp charges. He can get it in checklist. Remember, ArsonHorse does not have a fighter here. He just picked up the Opal armor. That can fetch a couple of bucks at a shop for selling. That could help take care of these issues, these early money issues that both players are having.
Yeah, this is going to help out shopping in Elfland a lot. This should basically buy every spell you could want there.
Fuzzymage's just behind ArsonHorse now. He's turned in his TNT. He's at the Dwarf Cave for an update while we continue to work on getting Fuzzymage's stream back up here.
Yeah, ArsonHorse is finding some nice things in the Marsh Estuary, but nothing progression yet.
Thorhammer has been picked up. We talked about that just a few minutes ago. That's something that the Black Belt and the tough-to-use character can use, especially against wizards or really, spiders, anyone, unrunnable wolves, something along those lines, to make that black belt much useful here in the early game.
Yeah, I can definitely do some work, especially on these marsh dungeon caves, but for the most part, that's not what you're looking to see in the first chest you find. If ArsonHorse doesn't find any progression items in Marsh, he might feel like he's very behind.
Fuzzymage is hot on the tail of ArsonHorse now. He has entered the Marsh Cave.
Now, I can see Fuzzymage making this play after having such a bad start dying in Temple of Fiends a couple times. Fuzzy might really think he's behind, and this is where that mental aspect comes into play here. If you think you're behind, maybe you take some more risks. If he thinks ArsonHorse isn't going into Marsh Cave, and Marsh Cave does have a progression item, that's a huge deal. Yeah,
especially early. And if that's the ship, because we talked about this less than 4 minutes into the match, alarm bells are going off, sirens are everywhere. When I get that chime early and then dig out the canoe and the canal from the princess and the king of Canaria, and now we're nearing the 20-minute mark. Not a lot has changed. It just has made me think even more of what I originally thought of. Might be doing some sailing here to the northern world.
Well, ArsonHorse does find one thing worth taking out of Marsh is the first ribbon. So fantasy players, get those points ready.
Add a Zeus Gauntlet to the collection now for ArsonHorse. A Pro Cape and a Pro Ring was dug out of here. Not a bad trip, even if he doesn't get progression, especially early. Yeah.
I mean, it's alright. The ribbon definitely makes it feel better. A Pro Cape is nice, too. I think Pro Cape's pretty underrated. But, I mean, you're coming down here to find the floater. That's really all you're doing.
Fuzzymage, off stream now, we're continuing to work on that, has left the Marsh Cave area. We're trying to figure out exactly what it is that's going on. But at Good Hall, and there's the Ruby now picked up for ArsonHorse. We're at 2 key items that are loose in the world, 2 of 4. The Chime and Temple of Fiends. Now the Ruby is in the far right upper chest in the Marsh Cave.
Yeah, that's a big pickup. Even if the Ruby doesn't lead to anything, it's 1 fewer progression item in a chest. There's only 4 of them, so once you've got those crossed off the list, you can effectively be in go mode.
Fantasy players can feed the Titan. I know Fuzzymage is going to do it.
Yeah, I still feel a little bad about forgetting in the last race.
It's alright. He's still standing. Titan got to eat, though. Remember, Miss Shenanigans herself, Rainbow Poogle, on our tracking tonight did make this seed. Anything is possible.
What I'd be really excited for here is the next progression item to be the ship instead of the floater. That just opens up the entire world because they've got Chime and Cube as well. So, I mean, we could have like Oxiel in Air Cave. I mean, it could just be anything.
Oxiel could be in the Air Cave. How odd is that? Oh.
Yeah, Oxiel in Air Cave, Floater in Water Cave. That sounds fantastic.
Question from Allie in chat. What did Bicky and the Sages have? The Circle of Sages gave the crystal, which was turned into Matoya for the bridge. And Bicky had the Adamant, which was turned in. And then Blacksmith had the TNT that Narek's been looking for forever. Giving that TNT back to Narek, went ahead and gave us the slap.
Yeah, we can see ArsonHorse turning in that armor. Not quite as much money as I would have thought to get out of it, but it's still plenty for lots of camping equipment.
Yeah. We're unsure exactly how much Fuzzymage got out of the Marsh Cave and how much time he spent there. We don't know if he has the Ruby. We don't know if he got those riches of the Pro Cape, the Pro Ring, and or the ribbon, obviously. We're going to see if we can find that out. He is on his way. He is entering the volcano. I like this play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fuzzymage didn't actually get anything out of Marsh Dungeon, thanks to those crack-wielding gargoyles, so he decided to hightail it and make what I think is the right play in going into Volcano.
An update from Falconic from the chat room. Fuzzymage went to the top and wiped, like you said, Tristal. He got nothing out of there, so we're talking ribbon, pro ring for ArsonHorse. Early advantage early on here. Route divergence. ArsonHorse with his spells, the Harm 4, the Fade. He's got warps headed directly to the Ice Cave.
Yeah, this is an interesting divergence here. He could be thinking just because he has warp, just grab the incentive item in Ice Cave and get out. There's a fairly high chance that it's useful. The two big zonks, I think, are Oxyale, which doesn't help at all right now, and Tail doesn't do a whole lot at the moment either.
No, no, not one bit. The ship. I can't not think that the ship is the next key important item. Unrunnable 6-pack of Undead Race for ArsonHorse now. Not taking it easy. His black belt is paralyzed.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody in chat is hoping for ship to be next. I mean, it's definitely the most fun thing to come up.
Fuzzymage, we believe, has located the Power Gauntlet in the volcano now.
That's a pretty huge item for sure. Especially on Black Belt. You just get crazy powerful with just a couple activations.
That's right, the Power Gauntlet, of course, casts the spell of Saber in battle. Increases your hit percentage, your accuracy. Does a whole lot of damage to the enemy from one warrior. You can only cast it. Is that Cremate? Uh-oh. Fuzzymage is hurting. Fuzzymage gets away. He's down to one warrior. He's not healing at all. He's out. Reset.
Yeah, once you get hit that badly, it's pretty much just an information grab. If you can make it to that last chest, take it. Unfortunately, some Paralysts decided that was not going to be possible.
Fuzzymage knows where the location... Iguanas have Frost now. Add them to the AoE damage list. Down goes the Thief for Fuzzymage. Meanwhile, ArsonHorse has made it to the incentivized chest. He's going to use the Warp Trip. We dug out the crown, Tristal.
Yeah, this could be huge or it could be terrible because the crown, like I said, just might lead to the Oxyale or the Tail. You just don't know.
The crown could lead to the herb, could lead to the floater, could lead to the ship. If it's the herb, that could lead to the ship or the tail. Welcome to the Elite 8 action here. Final Fantasy Randomizer 2018 Spring Tournament. 8 people remain. We've got Broadster currently taking on Salty Fry. They're tied at 1. So they're going to the final match of 3 that hasn't been scheduled yet. The winner of that match will move on and be the first entrant into the Final 4. ArsonHorse continuing his clear now. Unrunnable Frost Dragons starting to do some damage to ArsonHorse here. Fade doesn't take out either of them. How about another Fade? Take that. Down go both Frost Dragons. He's going to have to fight them again, and they're unrunnable.
Yeah, he's going to have to fight them twice, and he knew this going in. He managed to get the rare encounter in the 3-step room directly before the treasure room in Ice Cave. So he's going to have to deal with that. Fuzzymage finds Excalibur in the Volcano Treasury. Fantasy points, yay. Actual usage, boo. So I like this from Fuzzymage. As soon as he completed the treasury, he was gone. I think that means he's skipping the very northeast chest in Fire Cave Floor 2. But that's fine. It takes a while to get to, and he'll probably remember that it's there. If not, then sure hope there's no floater in there. But these guys are pros, you know. I don't think anybody's going to be leaving a floater in Fire Cave Floor 2 for no reason at all.
Heal 3 being used by Fuzzymage now. Picking up that Excalibur. You can go ahead and move it, get some more money. Remember, we had the Pro Rings for sale. I think they were 11,000 gold. Gold bracelets are going to be for sale coming up. A 30,000 gold cube. Now Fuzzymage... There it is! The Game Changer has been located by Fuzzymage now. It is the Vorpal. endgame weapon potential for the Red Mage. He's gonna have to promote to the Red Wizard. You gotta be a big boy to handle the game changer, Tristel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of a game changer the Purple is with this spell selection, especially. But what he's really looking for is the Mazmune, I think. Especially this early level on the Black Belt. You're looking to do your leveling here, I think. But it's going to be really tough to get the Black Belt in a position to kill things with just a Thor Hammer. So that Mazmune can be absolutely game-changing in terms of being able to grind here. If not, he might have to wait.
Just might have to. An Ice Sword, picked up in the Ice Cave by ArsonHorse. He immediately equips that, along with the Defense Sword now, another potential endgame weapon. Very versatile, very useful sword in this game.
Yeah, the Defense Sword is fantastic, and with the Defense Sword and the Power Gauntlet, the endgame Black Belt is going to have no trouble killing Chaos if properly leveled up.
Tristel, if you're ArsonHorse here now, you're about to paddle right by the volcano. Bypass that and turn in that crown? Or no?
I think ArsonHorse is sufficiently leveled to handle the volcano, and with all the treasures in there too, it's fairly likely you're going to find some useful things. I would probably just go handle the volcano right now.
And you're also right there. That is where ArsonHorse is going. He's headed towards the volcano. I believe Fuzzymage, did he get a ribbon?
Yep, the ribbon was in the lower chest in that last treasure room in Fire Cave Floor 4. One thing that's notable is he is not grinding on Agamas or Fun Police. So, gonna be saving that for later. I think he's gonna be hoping he can kill Carrie from here.
Fuzzymage honing in on Carrie now, the Fiend of Fire. He's got Fades. He doesn't have a lot else. Thor's Hammer. I believe he's got... Oh, unless he didn't have that from the Marsh Cave. I don't think he's got that. Is that all he's got? A couple of Fades?
Yeah, good thing they stocked up on heal potions, so he doesn't have to blow a heal 3 charge here. 4 Fade charges is probably enough, but it's gonna be a little tight.
There's the second Fade. Down goes the Black Belt. Round 2 now. Fuzzymage against Carrie. There's a third Fade from Fuzzy now for 100 damage. Carrie absolutely obliterates his thief. There's the fourth Fade for 306, and it's enough. Down goes Carrie. Level 10. Fuzzymage making a veteran move here. He healed up, used the heal too. You can get encounters behind that Fiend fight on your way to the orb.
Yeah, that can be a run killer.
Red Giants are on that floor. Fires. You could hit something unrunnable. You never want to deal with that.
Alright, well, Fuzzmage's got their first orb lit about a half hour into the run.
Do you kind of have like a rule, Tristel, or like a guideline, I guess you could say? I want my first orb lit by 45 minutes, 30 minutes, anything like that? Or is it really seed dependent?
It's totally seed dependent, because if you find the airship before the 10-minute mark, that just blows open everything else. Having to actually hoof it manually to the volcano makes a big difference. So, yeah, I'm not worried about milestones like that.
Okay. ArsonHorse continues to raid the volcano. He's got around 70,000 gold. He jets out of the volcano, saves, and immediately back in.
Yeah, and I think one thing we know at this point, too, having seen every chest, other than... I don't know if ArsonHorse has hit that top right chest in Fire Cave Floor 2, but we're pretty much guaranteed that the crown is the key to victory here. Whether that gets us the ship or the floater, we don't know.
Right.
But, yeah, it's one of those two. Fuzzymage looks like they're going to be going to the Ice Cave, though.
Okay. Defense
so,
Sword. Defense Sword is located in here. The crown would be the important item. Tristel just said it. The crown is probably the key to progression here. Chat, what is it that you want to see? Do you want our players to hit the air here with the airship and be the floater? Or are you looking for some sailing action? What is it, chat, that you want to see?
So I think once these two are done with their current dungeons, it'll be really interesting to see. We'll have kind of a baseline of levels and equipment and spells, and we'll get a good sense of where we are here.
Max plus Pi calling for the Mystic Key to potentially come from turning in the crown. That's interesting, but overwhelmingly it is the ship based upon the other item placement. The cube being the vendor item, the early chime, the ruby popping up. It just screams to me that it's going to be the ship, and we're in for a fun night right here on Speed Gaming.
Yeah, Fuzzymage, smart enough to realize to use the light axe on the undead, but forgot that both of the light axes are currently being held by the black belt. So he swaps those around a bit.
There you go. Light axe, if you had a fighter in your group, nice early game melee weapon as well. I like to use it. Better than a silver sword.
Yeah, it's kind of underrated. Depends on what level you are, because the silver sword's got a little bit better hit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's definitely solid. Right up there with like the flame sword.
Yeah, yeah. ArsonHorse starting to dig deeper now into the Gurgu volcano. Fuzzymage getting into the ice cave. Not having too difficult of a time. Dual light axe uses takes out the unrunnable wraiths. ArsonHorse picks up his Vorpal. He's going to find the defense sword here fairly soon. Fuzzymage uses the same warp trick that ArsonHorse did. Our paths crisscrossing right now. Fuzzymage uses the warp trick, picks up the crown, hits the unrunnable undead. Light axe usage, saving those charges as much as he can. I like this play. Look at that. Dual light axe uses, and he chooses to run with his other mages. Trying to save those charges. I would have liked to throw out a fade, at least one of them, maybe? But because the light axe doesn't get it done here.
What I really would have liked to see is have Fuzzymage learn Harm 4 on the White Mage, but it looks like he skipped that. Mm-hmm. So he's stuck with this light axe usage if he doesn't want to use spell charges of Fade.
Mm-hmm. Wraith's starting to give it to Fuzzymage now. He's hurting with that Thief. He's going to continue the same strategy, and it costs him. Oh, it cost him. He's got life too and everything, but he's got to get out of this fight. Now the Red Mage is paralyzed. Ooh, he gets away. Level 12, he's got life 2, he's going to use that, get his party back up to snuff, but it almost cost him there.
Yeah, a little bit risky there.
ArsonHorse continues his dive now. 5,000 gold, a cabin, picking up the defense sword. Fuzzymage finds out that white dragons, the frost dragons, are unrunnable. He's using a fade on this one, though. He's not messing around this time.
Yeah, lots of costly unrunnables for Fuzzymage to see. Let's not forget the ghoul in Temple of Fiends.
Right.
That ate his face off. So, not messing around with these frost dragons.
Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, Speed Gaming fans, thank you for bringing us into your home right here. The Elite action here. ArsonHorse picks up his ribbon. Defending champion of the 2017 tournament, Tristal MTG, Will Cleosis here, Rainbow Poogle, Miss Shenanigans herself on the tracking. Our restream tonight by Mr. Broadstone. Thank you very much for joining us and bringing us into your home. ArsonHorse taking a couple of Agama fights now on his way toward Carrie. Picks up his light axe. Makes his way down. He's going to jump over to the red dragon chest. Check that out. Take a couple more fights. Fuzzymage continues to clean out the ice cave.
So once again, we're seeing our racers skip the Agama grind. So I'm curious to see what the game plan is. If the plan is to level this black belts, and if so, where?
Later on in this tournament, when you're going to be playing Tristal in the Elite 8 and, potentially certainly in the final, potentially onwards, I'm interested to see the winner of this and how they continue on. Do you think that this is a byproduct of what's being called the New Guard? versus the old guard?
I mean, that's a complicated question, I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of see as our competitors move forward in the bracket.
We'd like to remind you that Fuzzymage and ArsonHorse are really, they're still newer to the community. Both players just kind of joined in April and May and really started playing and have absolutely come out of nowhere to get by a whole lot of veterans, a whole lot of other good new players as well to make it to the Elite Eight. One of these two players is going to the Final Four, and they've only been playing this game for a couple months. So a real testament to both players and their success.
We got the lights out again.
We're working on it very quickly here. Fans, we certainly do apologize. Speed Gaming getting it back up pretty quick here for us. And we're back. ArsonHorse taking on Carry now using temper charges. Tempering up the black belt, using the black belt as the attacker.
I think that's really interesting without the Masmu, and I'm not really sure that that's going to work out super great.
4 or 5 temper charges now. Uh-oh. Carry. Ooh. ArsonHorse used the defense sword to avoid Carry. Carry went back door on him. Went after the black belt. Zeus Gauntlet being used. There's a fire. 7 hits. 690 damage from the very tempered up black belt. Takes down Carry. ArsonHorse has his first orblet now at the 38-30 mark.
Yeah, this was a bit of a risky play. I mean, that's kind of the single point of failure if Carry decides to just, you know, blizzard away your team or something like that.
Yeah, Thunder, Blizzard, Blaze.
Yeah, then you've wasted a bunch of turns from your red mages casting Temper instead of Fade.
Fuzzymage is out of the ice cave. He's got his crown. ArsonHorse is out of the volcano now. They're both in the river system. The only real difference so far would be the successful trip for ArsonHorse into the March Cave, picking up a ribbon, a pro cape, and a pro ring. ArsonHorse heads back to Crescent Lake. Fuzzymage is going to turn in that crown, it looks like. He's headed towards Elfland.
Yeah, let's not forget the ruby as well from ArsonHorse. So he is a bit ahead, but like I said, I figured these two would kind of high-five a bit on the river. It looks like Arson's going to take a stop in Crescent Lake. But, yeah, we'll see what the crown gets us. I'm still hoping for ship.
Yep, my prediction is the ship. Chat wants the ship. They're begging for it. Fuzzymage closing in. He's going to bring that answer to you fans here real quick. He's going to turn in the crown to that king. It's the king and his bats. He's got the floater.
Man, womp womp. This could have been so much more fun.
It's the Dark Elf Astos. It was the Dark Elf Astos. Astos is dispatched. It was him all along. Fuzzymage is the first to pick up the floater now. We'll call it the 40-minute mark. ArsonHorse will be right behind him. He's headed that way to turn in his crown to pick up his floater now. Action, action, action coming up. Monday, July 23rd, Game 1. My broadcast partner tonight, Crystal MTG, takes on Edgeworth. Game 1, best of 3. I can't wait for that match. I'm going to be there. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's right here. Speed Gaming, the Speed Gaming family of networks.
Yep, so they've both got the floater now. This is going to be really close because Fuzzymage doesn't lose out on a whole lot not having cleared Marsh, unless the Ruby just happens to get us the final progression item in the chest.
Okay.
Oxiale, that's fairly unlikely.
Maybe Oxiale would probably be the biggest thing that could be in there, I would think.
The Mystic Key would be pretty big too.
Mystic Key, yeah.
Or even the loot.
Loot. Could be the herb in there that could lead to something as well. So there's a lot of different options. It's 4 chests. Getting the floater really takes a lot of heat off of Fuzzymage. He has no idea. No clue, a real bullet that he potentially just dodged. He's headed over to Sarda now. It looks like we're going to find out what Sarda holds in his cave.
Alright, so we still got a bit of cleanup to do for our progression items. We're going to go visit Sarda. We still have to buy the cube at some point, although we can kind of wait on that for a little bit. And then there's Marcy in the waterfall, who's got another item for us. As well as the ferry, once we find the bottle.
ArsonHorse now heads to the Titan's Trove. ArsonHorse has fed the Titan. We're going to see the contents of those 4 chests very soon. Level 5 black magic. Complete bust. A pure potion and some money was all that was found. The ruby is irrelevant. We can go ahead and mark that off our list. ArsonHorse headed to Melmond now. Fuzzymage is smashing Melmond with his airship again. Gah!
It's an important manipulation to teabag Melmond before he lands. This is a pro veteran move.
Yes. Sarda gave the tail, I believe.
Yes, so that's right on time to go straight up to Cardia Isles and turn it in.
Okay, Tristal. Force Black Belt, if that's going to be your main person, which I don't even know at this point. What I would be doing, do you wait on the promotion or are you going to go for it?
So this is actually fairly interesting, because normally I would just class change and not even think about it.
Right.
Of course, the reason not to class change right away is that black belts get 4 magic defense per level, whereas the master only gets 1. So there is actually, this is the only class that isn't strictly better as an upgraded class. In fact, it's strictly worse as an upgraded class, because it doesn't get to equip anything different. So it's fairly interesting, but I think for the most part, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think both players are already at least level 10 on the black belt, so that's a fair bit of magic defense there, and ribbons can kind of fix that problem anyway, so not a huge deal. You might want some spell charges on the Thief. Fuzzymage is still leveling up the Thief. They're level 12, so they're right on the doorstep.
Right.
So that could be useful, although I don't think I saw too many... I mean, Lit 3 and Fire 3, I guess, but nothing too crazy.
Right, it was nothing that really stands out. Warp.
Yeah, I mean, Fast is the big one. I think Temper was pretty early, so that could be useful. Gives the Thief something to do in the final fights, but... you know, it's not Nuke, basically.
Right, exactly. Fuzzymage has elected to go ahead and do the class change, starting to equip some of the armor on the ninja now, the Power Gauntlet. The ribbon. Not much in the way of armor that we just saw right here on Fuzzymage's screen.
Yeah, one thing I sort of don't like with the way Fuzzymage has planned this out is I would probably be trying to concentrate on either the Master or the Ninja handling the end game. So, you know, being they're both level 12 right now, so they're totally even in experience. You know, if one of them were dead, maybe the other one would be 15 or 16 by now.
Fuzzymage headed directly to the Cardia Islands, did the class change. ArsonHorse did a little bit of shopping in Melmond as well. There's really nothing in Melmond. Life 1 was in the 3rd slot. That's going to be locked out to our Red Wizard. Now ArsonHorse is in Cardia Islands, and Fuzzymage has returned to the Inner Continent, picking up some softs. Is he going to pick up his cube here? He's got the money for it. We'll find out. He did not, I don't think. I'm not sure if he's still holding on to the Excalibur and that as well. Yeah,
I believe Fuzzymage still has Excalibur for some reason, but not really hurting for money at the moment. I'm not sure Fuzzymage picked up the cube while he was in Caneria, though. It seems like that was a trip.
There's the Temper, Fast, and Fire 3, along with Quake. He's got a character named Quake.
Actually, he's got a character named QQQQ.
Oh, is it Q? Okay, that's right. He did reroll. Fuzzymage did reroll. ArsonHorse making his way to the Fane now with his translated slab. Looking to pick up his item. Could it be a bust? Could it be the ship? Could it be Oxyale? How about the herb? I'm going with the herb, Tristle.
I think Mystic Key. Let's just get it over with. So this is an interesting choice for one of the possible grind spots, the Power Peninsula. I think one thing I would probably just be doing instead was make the Lefane trip. They've already translated the slab, so there isn't really any reason not to just go do that.
ArsonHorse is doing what I would be looking at, the Mirage Tower. Got light axes, Fade, should have Harm 4 by now. I wouldn't stop in my tracks for the Power Peninsula at the 48-minute mark in the Elite 8, personally.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit before going to the air cave. It's something you really want to do this all in one trip if you can. That just saves more time. ArsonHorse might just be looking to open a ton of chests. The first 2 floors of air cave have, I think, what, 18 chests or something like that. So yeah. There's quite a smorgasbord here for you. If you find the 4th progression item, you're golden. So that's a nice benefit, but if you come here and you're not strong enough to kill Tiamat, then you got to come back later on, and that's a bit of a pain.
ArsonHorse burning off encounters after doing Mirage Floor 1. Gonna jump back inside now, taking this Ankleo fight? Is he trying to hurt the thief?
That's plausible, yeah.
3-man, maybe?
I mean, he did get ambushed, but... yeah, that's that looks to be the game plan, and that makes some sense. You know, especially when you're in Air Cave, everything here just gives so much experience. It helps quite a bit. You know, you're getting what 33% more experience with that thief down. So,
Fuzzymage re-entered the volcano.
I mean that could be like the greatest long shot ever if they think that one chest they skipped has something useful, but other than that, that's a weird play.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Fuzzymage does equip the katana. He's got a katana-wielding ninja now. Stake and wings fight. Fuzzymage is headed to the Mirage Tower now.
Yeah, looks like we've got some pretty similar progression again.
Fuzzymage
just a little bit behind.
Tactical error from Fuzzymage. Fuzzymage went back to the volcano. I think he might have made a mistake. I think he dropped something in the lava. It may have been like a silver knife.
It just wasn't clear. I have no idea.
I think Fuzzymage made a mistake. He dropped the wrong item in the lava. I think he may have accidentally dropped the Vorpal, potentially. Huge mistake potential for Fuzzymage. We'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, and you'll notice ArsonHorse taking even just these Cerberus fights with 3 party members, 1,600 experience for this fight. I mean, that's just enormous compared to every other area he can access right now.
Right. For guard fight, pretty experience rich as well. Looks like it was ArsonHorse's plan. He has let the thief go. He did not class change. Level, looks like 18 in the area for his party now. His leader is the black belt.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close to that level 21 plateau where the black belt suddenly has 6 hits and can maybe do some offense.
Access to temper and fast, you talked about it earlier, Tristal. The power gauntlet has been found by both players as well. So it looks like that is going to be your primary damage dealer later in the game.
Yeah, and we've located the 3rd ribbon. ArsonHorse has all 3 now.
Wow.
So he's got to be feeling pretty good.
Wow. Few of the items we have not seen yet. The rod, the bottle, the contents of what the fairy might have, the loot. We have dug out the herb. The herb was in Lefane, so we have that. A place we have not been to yet, the waterfall, will have an incentivized item. 2 more items loose in chests. We found the chime. It was in the Temple of Fiends. And we found the ruby. It was buried in the marsh cave. We've already gone through that. Other than fantasy points, the ruby will not be required and not worth much. But ArsonHorse is the only one with that knowledge right now. Fuzzymage only has the knowledge of the chime.
Yep, so I think we know we've got 3 progression items at loose, basically.
Yeah.
4 once we've turned in the herb, we'll lose that one. So we're basically missing the rod, the lute, and Oxyale. And the bottle will be a precursor to one of those.
Yeah, exactly. The ship will also be in there somewhere. Do you ever, in your practice and in your planning, Tristal, do you ever try to hope and at least think about routing and maybe skipping that waterfall, knowing that it could just be the ship and a complete waste of time? Do you ever even consider that?
It's so hard to route that in because you have to find all 4 progression items before that happens in the chests. So it's just so rare for that to happen that I generally don't worry about it. Plus, there's 6 chests in the waterfall, so you might still pull something out of it. It might be worth it.
Right. Rainbow Poogle, our wonderful tracker tonight, Miss Shenanigans herself, made this seed, pointing out that the Mystic Key is still out there in the plethora, I think 24, 25 chests or so that opens up.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. We still haven't been to Castle Ordeal either, which is actually kind of surprising to me. That's normally one of the places I try to visit early on, and they've got the warp spell, so it's super easy as well. Instead,
both players elect to go to the Mirage Tower. I can only think, and now both players headed toward the Floating Fortress, or the Sky Cave? Is that...
it's all Air Cave.
Air Cave, okay. Both players elect to go there. I can only think this is good experience for them, a good amount of chess. Speaking of good experience,
and one thing, one difference here too is that ArsonHorse deliberately warped out after clearing all of the lower part of Air Cave, and I don't believe Fuzzymage did. But they do have 4 party members. I mean 3.5 kind of, but doing some work, so they might be all right.
We've seen these plays before a few times. I can't remember who it was. I know I was working a match where this same sort of play was done, and then later on up came a pack of man-cats and Medusas. They were unrunnable. They had this affinity to ambush the Light Warriors, and they had this even larger affinity to use a little skill called Thunder. Caused a lot of trouble. You got to be aware and certainly try to prepare for something like that as best that you can.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about that other than hope you find ribbons.
Yeah. Speaking of ribbons, ArsonHorse has all 3. The 3rd one, the odd one, was in Marsh Cave. Fuzzymage has 2. If you take a look at ArsonHorse's screen right now, he just got a fight in the Chimera. Notice where he's walking? He didn't walk on the door, on the wall. Tristan, do you mind telling the fans about when you enter the door, walking along the wall, and how that helps you?
Yeah, so there's quite a few tiles in this game that you might walk on that are completely safe from encounters. Not only the door tile, but the tiles directly preceding and after it, as well as most of the bottom rows of rooms that you might enter. So that's a great way to minimize the time you take exploring and opening chests, is to use those tiles.
Using that trick, very useful in the Temple of Fiends Revisited on the... When we get there, we'll see if we can point that out. You don't want encounters on the water floor of the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
No, absolutely not. Fuzzymage finds dragon armor as well, but again, with no knight in the party, that is pretty much just a pile of gold pieces. So yeah, both our players fighting Manticores. This is just another one of the fights in Sky Cave where you're just going to get a ton of experience for fighting them. They don't actually have a ton of hit points, so they're just a really good value proposition. Try and get as many levels as you can.
I like to use the Bane Sword If you can locate the Bane Sword and use that multiple casts of Bane, that doesn't cost you any charges to take out mana cores.
We'll notice that the eye is runnable, but it's still so quick to kill and gives so much experience, you may as well just punch it.
One of our alpha features that we have, we've talked about it, we haven't had a chance to showcase it quite yet, maybe once. Trap Tile Shuffle. Entering the Temple of Fiends, if you want to check those 3-lock chests, that Gargoyle Trap Tile could turn into 3 eyes. We've had that happen.
That sounds like a pretty good grind tile to me.
It is. Just recently, in a practice game, we had the Agama I'll turn into the Phantom, and oh, did he... Also, in very, very primitive stages of testing, cooperative play. We're working on it each and every night. One of our main developers, Meridian BC, really taken on that project head on, full force, has made so much progress in such a little bit amount of time. Absolutely amazing. We've done 10-person races, 5 teams of 2. We've all teamed up, 7 of us on one team. It's a share key items sort of thing. You share the chime, the loot, things like that, the mystic key. You won't share the Bane Sword, which Fuzzymage just picked up as well.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see with ArsonHorse progressively leveling up this black belt if he feels the need to get to level 32. That's the next threshold for another pair of hits on the attack, getting up to 8 hits, or if, you know, Power Bonk and Temper are enough.
If you could pick 3 items, Tristal, to go to the end with, three of those items, you know, Power Gauntlet, as an example, what would be the 3 items that you choose?
Mazmune, Ribbon, and I don't care what the third one is.
Really? Mazmune and Ribbon are your number one, your 1A and 1B?
Yeah, well, no, Ribbon is 1, period. You can't not do the end game with Ribbons, so... but Mazmune is just so huge. I mean, if I've got Mazmune and Ribbon, I'll take Defense Sword, so I'm completely invincible. But yeah, those 3. I think more important than the Power Gauntlet, even. If you can't get hit, then you're just going to win the fight.
Yes, a dead enemy cannot hurt you, is what I've learned over time. The Bridge of Destiny for ArsonHorse now. Chat is all over it. They're getting out their Bless RNGs. They're calling for the Tin Can Warmech. 3 warrior strategy from ArsonHorse as he continues on the Bridge of Destiny now.
I'm going to call no Warmech for ArsonHorse, yes Warmech for Fuzzymage.
Okay. So far, Tristal is correct. ArsonHorse has made it to Tiamat now. The Fiend of Air looking to light his second orb. Here we go. He's got the Bane Sword. He's electing to attack with Fast. There's a blast now from the Black Belt. 10 hits, only 69, Tristal. That's it.
Yeah, that's despite appearances, not a good damage number.
97 back from Tiamat in a melee attack. 9 for 90. Arson tries to fight back into Tiamat now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I love this Temper plan. Again, it's very risky, especially with the Black Belt in the first position. Tiamat doesn't necessarily hit very hard, but you can't necessarily risk that either.
ArsonHorse breaks through Tiamat. Tiamat is down 12 hits, over 1,000 damage. 2 orbs lit for ArsonHorse now. We're just past the hour mark. Meanwhile, Fuzzymage has hit the Bridge of Destiny. There goes Chad. Here we go. Looking for Warmech now. There go the Bless RNGs. Warmech, there he is! There he is, Tristal! Fuzzymage is gonna take it. He's got Power Gauntlet. He's out of fades. That White Wizard can really do nothing. He's gonna fast. He's gonna take it. Here goes the ninja's using the Power Gauntlet. There's a fast on the ninja now. Oh, Mormek obliterates the Red Wizard. Uh-oh. This could be trouble. Do you consider running here?
Yeah, Fuzzymage's party is not in a position to beat this.
Down goes the Master. Fuzzymage is gonna fire 3 from Mormek. Now that's out of the pool. He attacks with the katana. Only 308 damage. He's gonna continue the fight. A Mage Staff does nothing. Cure 4?
Well, at least Chaos doesn't have Cure 4.
322. Fuzzymage continues the attack. There's 308. Down goes the ninja. He's got to get out of here, Tristan. He's got to run.
Yeah, this fight is very over.
Oh, Fuzzymage gets away. And he revives the ninja. 2-man strats now.
Yeah, that's the final life charge.
Okay. Critical moment here. ArsonHorse is headed to Castle Ordeals. This is probably the biggest moment in this match now. We're a little over an hour, 1 hour, 3 minutes. Fuzzymage takes out some metal slimes. He's got the Bane Sword. I gotta think that that's the idea. Maybe attack with the Bane Sword from the White Wizard?
He's got the Mage Staff for the metal slimes, which are weak to fire, so that's pretty good.
Red Hydra fight now. Fuzzymage trying to get out of this. No problem, runs away with the ninja. ArsonHorse starting to maneuver through the pillar maze now. The pillars are shuffled. They always pretty much will be.
Yeah, I mean, this is just super clutch for Fuzzymage. I don't know if killing Tiamat with just these 2 characters is advisable.
There it is. He's got the defense sword. He's going to put the defense sword on the ninja. I can only think he'll try to smoke him. Try to smoke her, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, there's the defense.
I hate using that strategy, but this is definitely the way to go here. Damaging Tiamat to death is not likely.
Fuzzymage misclicks and uses the ice sword that might cost him here. The White Wizard's down to 91 HP. Here comes the Bane sword again into Tiamat. Ineffective. The backup plan is the Power Gauntlet. There's the Bane sword again. No good. Tiamat's still standing. Fuzzymage starting to attack now. 300 damage from the ninja. Here comes the Bane sword again. Ineffective. No good. Fuzzymage cannot smoke Tiamat yet.
Yeah, Tiamat's in a big room. Tough to hotbox her.
Fuzzymage misclicks again. That's 2 ice swords that he used and not the Bane save. He's got to relax here.
Yeah, here's where that mental factor can come into play here. If you're too nervous, you're misclicking, that can cost you.
Tiamat not doing much damage into the ninja. The ninja attacks for 308 damage, takes down Tiamat. Fuzzymage gets through with the 2-man strats, about to light his second orb now, tying it up with ArsonHorse.
I mean, that's just huge, especially since Fuzzymage did not save after clearing the bottom part of Air Cave. So that would have been an enormous time loss having to deal with the rest of it again.
Lost in the shuffle of the Warmech fight and Fuzzymage's risque move, I would certainly say. ArsonHorse blew right through Castle Ordeals, dug out the bottle.
Alright, yeah, it didn't take ArsonHorse too long to get that. Not a big time loss, even if this ends up not being the item you want.
Where to next, Crystal? You want to turn in that bottle, maybe, see if you can get the Mystic Key?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the obvious next choice. I think what he's really looking to do is he doesn't have access to either of the Fiend dungeons right now. No Rod, no Oxyale, so you got to do something.
The herb is also in play. I don't believe the herb has been turned in. ArsonHorse is the only player with that herb.
Yeah, Fuzzymage is going to get it right now.
Right. Fuzzymage about to pick up his herb from Lefane. Where is the ship? That's an item. Could be in a chest. Could be with the Elf Prince. Could be in the waterfall.
Hey, what do you say to ship in a bottle?
Could be a ship in a bottle. Let's find out from ArsonHorse. The Fairy and Gaia yields the loot. One of the 2 required items for the final dungeon. Not quite the Rod or the Oxyale. ArsonHorse makes the choice. It's going to head to the waterfall. we would certainly think that this would more than likely be the rod. Or
yeah,
the
I actually think
Oxyale.
this is a pretty significant mistake by ArsonHorse. If the herb leads to the Oxyale, that's
Yep.
going to save you a ton of time just being here in one trip.
That's right, Tristal MTG, 2017 Final Fantasy Randomizer champion, co-league champion, showing you exactly what he would have done here. It's what I would have done as well. Turn in that herb, get the Oxyale, and do this all in one swoop is certainly what he would have done, and I would certainly think the better play here. And I'm hearing from chat, the herb was turned in. Okay, so the herb was turned in and it gave the ship.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. ArsonHorse
Okay.
doesn't have herb in the inventory anymore. We missed that. Sorry, guys.
Okay, yes, thank you. My apologies. But that's what it is that you would certainly want to do in this scenario. You want to do this whole side here all at once. You don't want to double dip it. Unless you're trying to make a move on an opponent that's better than you and you want to jump in Sea Shrine at level 8, Tristal.
I don't recommend that. That would never work.
It's a bad idea. It is. One hour, 8 minutes now. ArsonHorse enters and making quick work of the waterfall. 6 chests. We still got a couple items out there and an incentivized item here from the robot.
Yeah, I'd be curious, too, on each competitor's mindset here. If they think they're behind, if they think they really need to get a move on. It can get pretty tense. Once you get past that hour mark, leading up to 120, 130, you keep glancing at the Speedruns Live channel just to see if your opponent has finished yet.
That's right. How are you feeling here in hour 8 with 2 orbs lit? Because I know I'm getting pretty uneasy.
Well, you'll know how you feel once you find that 4th chest item, I think. If it's somewhere that's really obscure, then I'm not too worried about it.
Right.
ArsonHorse finding the Oxyale in Waterfall, that probably means the 4th chest item is in Water Cave, so not a big deal. It took a long time to get to this point. So, ArsonHorse probably feeling okay. Fuzzymage maybe not. Might be feeling good after that Tiamat kill, but it did take a while.
It did.
And the early game was just a disaster for Fuzzymage, put him at least 3 minutes behind right from the get-go, so could be feeling like he's behind.
No sign of the Mazmone yet. Tristal talked about it earlier. He wants that Mazmone. It's 1A, it's 1B. It's right up in there. I've got to think that ArsonHorse is looking for that as well. He's going to check some chests here. Fuzzymage makes quick work of Castle Ordeals.
Yeah, I mean, ArsonHorse is almost to the point where Mazmune sort of doesn't do anything. I mean, obviously you can equip it to any of the party members, but once you've got your black belt to level 21, it's almost the same thing. Oh, speaking of which.
Speaking of Mazmones, the value of it, it's gone down. The later you get the item, you wanted it so much earlier. We'll take it, certainly at this point, but its value diminished a little bit. You really couldn't have done too much else. I guess you could have gone to the waterfall earlier. But 1 hour and 10 minutes, ArsonHorse has picked up his Mazmone. It's in a very accessible chest at the fork in the road on the first floor of the Sea Shrine.
Yeah, and being where it is, it'll be unlikely that Fuzzymage ends up skipping it. There isn't a whole lot Fuzzymage can do at this point other than explore the top half of Ground Dungeon or, try to dive Marsh again.
Let's take a look at ArsonHorse here now. We're missing the rod. We're missing the Mystic Key. Gear-wise, 3 ribbons, Mazmone, defense, Vorpal. The tail option is out there. Pretty much ready to go other than, the progression items which are required.
Yeah, other than Opal Bracelet, there isn't a whole lot he could be asking for. I mean, Black Shirt for a little bit extra spell damage there, but, he's pretty much ready to go.
Fuzzymage headed to Gaia now. Gonna visit the ferry. Gonna pick up the loot. ArsonHorse making his way towards Kraken, the fiend of the water. White Shirt could be out there as well. As far as the loose items in chests, we got the Ruby in Marsh Cave, the Chime in the Temple of Fiends, and the other one was...
Something.
Do we only have 2 loose items that we found?
No, I'm pretty sure the Ruby was the third.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I did not take notes, however.
The Ruby was in Marsh, the Chime was in the Temple of Fiends. We know that.
At any rate, there's still one at large, for sure.
At least one. Rainbow Poogle in chat doing our tracking tonight, hoping that her ladies have the Mystic Key.
Yeah, but with one chest item left at large, I kind of like ArsonHorse's play here to check the left side of Water Cave first before handling mermaids, because if you find that 4th chest item, you're just done. You don't even need to check mermaids, especially with the equipment you got.
Yeah, we got 2 loose items. It's the Rod and the Key. There's no other fetch quests. No other incentivized locations. Both players have been to both incentivized locations. Fuzzymage cleaning that up right now as he enters the waterfall. He's going to pick up his Oxyale. So yeah, we got 2 loose items left. It's the Rod and the Mystic Key. Key lock chests still available. Obviously not having the Mystic Key. The Rod could be behind one of those, potentially in Marsh Cave, maybe Canaria Castle. Who knows?
Yeah, personally, I'd love to see Vampire guarding Rod in the Ground Temple.
Ah, the Ground Temple, yes! The Ground Temple, I love it.
Alright, that's what it's called, I mean. That's canon. I don't know what to tell you.
Once again, we'd like to thank Mr. Broadstone for taking care of our restreaming tonight. Getting this Game 1 Best of 3 series here. ArsonHorse and Fuzzymage. Both newer players, both doing a whole bunch of damage in this tournament. Best of 3, Game 1, Elite 8. Speaking of Opal Bracelet you talked about, ArsonHorse picks up the Opal Bracelet in the Sharknado room. Again, in a very accessible chest.
Yeah, I mean, that one's literally free to get, like I was talking about earlier with the free spaces to walk on. That chest is completely free to get, so there's no reason not for either player to take that.
We'd like to remind you that tomorrow, Friday, July 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Elite 8 continues. It's Game 1. The franchise X Ice Blue taking on the Buzzsaw, the undefeated Benochi 85. Speaking of Buzzsaws, Lobsters now starting to give it to ArsonHorse. They've got the Thunder skill and they like to use it.
Yeah, these are incredibly scary, even with free ribbons, because there are 7 lobsters.
Ooh. Seafood Bonanza down to 30 HP for ArsonHorse in the black belt now. Arson's on the ropes. There's Frost. Oh no,
Oh, big sale at Joe's Crab Shack, not working out.
Sailor Joe's Crab Shack, no good for ArsonHorse. ArsonHorse with the lead in this match so far. I would certainly think, Tristal, that puts a little dent into it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right now Fuzzymage going into Onrack, so only a few steps behind. Now, ArsonHorse does have the knowledge of a bunch of these chests that he opened. Although, he's skipping the Mazmune chest. Nope, he thinks about it. He comes back.
Yeah. Good. He's also got the knowledge of the lobsters. Fuzzymage doesn't know. He could get hit with that lobster encounter and never see it coming. It's already taken out ArsonHorse once.
Yeah, Fuzzymage has only got 2 ribbons, but it does have the White Mage to back up with a lot more healing and life charges.
Right. Also, lobsters. We're going to see him again. And speaking of, here they come again. We're going to see him in the Temple of Fiends. ArsonHorse not messing around. He's going to try to take out the lobsters as soon as he can already.
It looks like Fuzzymage, no, did the same thing as ArsonHorse. Just took the first chest, in the first floor water cave, and then maybe going back to the left. Looks like he's going to pick up the Mazmune.
Right. And I've seen this trend happen. A lot of people that want to go Kraken first go ahead and take both chests, and they head towards Kraken. Looks like that's what Fuzzymage is doing. Now, Tristal, with the 2 loose items, you going mermaids first?
That's pretty tough. Probably not.
Okay.
It's pretty possible that you're going to find the Mystic Key as one of those 2, and then you can just skip mermaids altogether because the key gives you so many chests too a lot of the time. And you gotta kill Kraken at some point anyway.
Yep.
Just get it over with. It's possible you find both of them on the left side, so...
ArsonHorse about to pick up his opal bracelet now. I wouldn't think he gets anything else. He's gonna go ahead and move on. Here we go. Fuzzymage gets the lobsters now. There goes Thunder. Down goes the Master. Fuzzymage gets devastated, but he gets away with very little HP. He's starting to heal now. ArsonHorse gets ambushed by a lobster and a couple trolls. He's nearing Kraken, though. Lobster fires out Thunder into ArsonHorse. Does all this damage, and then ArsonHorse gets away. Another ambush from Sea Troll and Lobsters. Fortunately, the Lobsters just melee, which is no walk in the park at all. ArsonHorse fires out a Fade, takes out the enemies. Fuzzymage is on a pack of them now. He fires out a Fade to take out the bunch. Seven pack of lobsters now for ArsonHorse. They will not leave ArsonHorse alone. He gets off a Thor's hammer, but it's not going to wipe any of them. There comes Thunder now. It's a skill. Does some damage to ArsonHorse, but he gets a Fade off. Wipes out this pack of lobsters. Again, closing in on Kraken. He doesn't want anything to do with this anymore. He wants to kill Kraken, light his 3rd orb, and get the heck out of here. Another pack of 7 lobsters for ArsonHorse. Thunder firing out from the lobsters already. Again, mirror image of the last fight. Thor's hammer and Fade gonna take out this seafood.
Well, what can we say? It's Lobster Fest at Red Lobster here.
Yeah. Fuzzymage runs into the 7 pack of lobsters. Thunder, Thunder, Thunder. More skills. 138 melee damage, 110 damage. Here comes another Thunder. Fuzzymage is rocking. He's getting rocked by the lobsters. Big hits. There's Frost. Thunder again. Down goes Fuzzymage.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get some Cheddar Bay biscuits, but all he got was the Thunder.
No, biscuits for you, Fuzzymage. Not happy about that. He takes a wipe, matching ArsonHorse's wipe now. ArsonHorse taking on the Fiend of the Water Kraken, starting to attack. 9 hits from the Black Belt is good enough. Down goes Kraken.
So interesting to see a slight change in strategy here with the Red Mage is casting Fade instead of a whole bunch of Tempers on the Black Belt.
An adjustment, I would certainly think, by ArsonHorse now.
Yeah, look at Fuzzymage retrying, is skipping the Mazmune chest.
Oh, boy. Okay. ArsonHorse has his 3rd orblet. We're an hour and 20 minutes into this now. Diving back in, headed towards the ladies. Rainbow Poogle's got to be smiling with her bowl of ice cream now she made the seed. It wouldn't surprise me at all if she rolled one where the ladies were required. We're going to find out.
I'll say, I wouldn't be surprised if Fuzzymage realizes he left behind the Mazmune, and then just decides to make a trip to Mermaids and pick it up on the way. So it's not completely gone, as long as he remembers.
Yeah, and you know what? At this point, yeah, you can... Well, for Fuzzymage, yeah, you can go to Marsh. Yeah, you can go to Earth Cave, but this is really the only play. I mean, is this lobster-infested sea shrine? I would certainly think. You don't want to leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah, plus now, if Mermaids doesn't produce anything, we know that the ground castle has one of the progression items before the vampire.
ArsonHorse continues to raid on his way to the mermaids now. Gonna go up top for this out-of-the-way chest. Remember, he cannot check what we call TFC. It's called that forgotten chest. It is locked by the Mystic Key. Could come into play here, potentially. But we can't check it. We don't know. Gotta keep that in the back of your mind, just in case for later on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge boondoggle if the Dirt Palace has the key and you have to come back here for the 4th item.
That is a gigantic boondoggle for sure, my friend.
Fuzzymage is taking a lot of backtrack steps to get those 2 chests that don't actually have anything.
Yeah. Fuzzymage does remember to pick up the opal bracelet. We'll see how the encounter table is here for Fuzzy. Both players wiped in the Sea Shrine to Thunder Lobsters. 3 ribbons for ArsonHorse, 2 for Fuzzymage now.
Wow, goodbye Dragon Armor and Aegis Shield. Not entirely necessary here, just feels so wrong to throw those out though.
It does. Fuzzymage continues the chest checking. He feels he has to do this at this point. I would think that this is the right play. Knows that there's a couple items out there. ArsonHorse continues to make his way towards the ladies now. Chat, do the ladies have anything? Or is potentially the Mystic Key in the Earth Cave? Is the rod in the Earth Cave? Is the rod behind the Mystic Key? Ladies, let's see what they have. A heal staff, a flame shield. Flame shield equipable by the ninja. ArsonHorse doesn't have a ninja. He has foregone the class change at this point. ArsonHorse with the 3 off chests. Money. More money. Not much money. Uh-oh. Here we go. Seed Food Bonanza for Fuzzymage. Now down goes the Master from Thunder. Fuzzymage gets off a fade, but it's not taking out the entire group. 3 lobsters still remaining now. Sea Troll takes out the Red Wizard. Thunder from the lobster. Fuzzymage gets away. The 2, I believe it's the 2 ribbon holding Light Warriors for Fuzzymage stay alive. Fuzzy starts to heal now. Gets his Light Warrior party back up to full strength.
Alright, well there's one half of the fun, the Mystic Key in the lady.
Oh, look at this! Had them both, Crystal.
Yeah, well, that's it. So probably not even checking any of the locked chests at all.
Now, 1 hour, 25 minutes, Crystal. You dig up both those out of the ladies. Do you skip the key lock chests here?
Given the equipment he's got, I don't see any reason to open anything. He's got pretty much anything he could even hope to get. I think black shirt or white shirt might be the only things he'd want, and those are pretty redundant at this point, so we're go-moding Earth Cave.
Go mode for Earth Cave is the call from Crystal. I would certainly think that that's the case. You've got 3 ribbons, you've got the Masmone. Let's go take out Lich. You've got all the means to make this happen. You're nearing the 90-minute mark. It's Elite 8. Go make this happen. We'll see if ArsonHorse is going to do that. Meanwhile, Fuzzymage trying to make his way through this Sea Shrine, just keeps getting pummeled by the lobsters.
Yeah, one thing I don't like is that Fuzzymage also skipped the Opal Bracelet chest. Like I said, that one's kind of free. So, skipping that, not going to help in this endgame.
I think Fuzzymage got the Opal Bracelet in Sharknado.
I think he got it before he wiped.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
No longer has it.
Okay, I thought he checked it again. We'll take a look at that as well. But I think he skipped the Masmone on the second run, that's for sure. I believe he definitely did that. But he gets a water encounter, gets away from the lobsters here. Closing in on Kraken. No, he does not want to see any more lobsters. Gets a chance to strike first in this encounter. Now he's got to like seeing that. Steps and steps away from the Fiend of the Water now. Fuzzymage has made it to the Fiend. Healing up. Gonna look to take out Kraken. Meanwhile, ArsonHorse starting to fly through the Earth Cave now. ArsonHorse takes on an encounter. It's some guy. He looks kind of funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that guy.
I don't know who that guy was. Never seen him before. Fuzzymage taking on Kraken, fires a fade. Using the defense sword, playing a little safer here. Protecting the Master Lightning 2 from Kraken, not doing much to Fuzzymage. Fuzzymage starts the assault now. 159 from Fade. Here's another one. 236. Here comes the Ninja and the Katana for $1.75. Down goes Kraken. Fuzzymage steps away now from lighting his third orb. He's tied it up in the orb count now. Fuzzymage has got to go back in, though, and check the ladies and get the Mazmoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a guarantee that Fuzzy's going to go check mermaids, but it's definitely the right choice.
Oh, yeah.
Not just because we know what's in there, but it's got the most chests.
Right. It's definitely the right play. It's fairly quick to get there. You've got warp charges. There's no encounters, on the mermaid's floor, so it's definitely the right choice.
Yeah, I think Fuzzymage actually even picked up the exit spell as a level 7 White Wizard. So
yeah, you're right.
That'll save a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. ArsonHorse is now on the Fiend of the ground floor. Oh, Lich, the Ground Fiend. Here is about to be initiated for ArsonHorse as he starts to close in, trying to light his fourth orb.
Yeah, Fuzzymage does pick up that Mazmoon.
Mm-hmm. 6 hits for 176 for ArsonHorse now. Starts to attack more. There's the Mazmoon. I believe that's the Sun Sword being used by ArsonHorse now. Melee attack after melee attack into Lich. Down goes Lich very quickly. The fourth orb is lit for ArsonHorse now. He's got gear, 3 ribbons, the Mystic Key, the loot. Nearing the 90-minute mark.
Yeah, Lich is not usually very difficult, and that's the end of the Soil Palace.
ArsonHorse heads to Canaria now. No reason to class change?
You do get Vorpal access if you class change, but no armor differences. That you'll get a ninja out of it, which might get some armor differences, but I don't think that's the plan for ArsonHorse. Not even as a decoy, it looks like.
The plan definitely is heal potions, though. ArsonHorse heads over to Crescent Lake. Fuzzymage has entered the ladies now. He's going to pick up his rod and his Mystic Key.
And that's probably going to be a sigh of relief from Fuzzymage as well.
Yeah.
Just to find them and not have to worry about diving marsh again.
ArsonHorse has parked his airship Stargazer at the Temple of Fiends. He has skipped the key lock chests, not even checking the ones at Temple of Fiends. ArsonHorse is our first player tonight to enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited at the 90-minute mark. ArsonHorse resets, tries to get the encounter table where he wants it. He's running from a purple worm. This tells me he's going to go for it. 3 light warriors. Continues the 3 warrior strategy. Fuzzymage has picked up the rod and the Mystic Key. He's on his horse. Headed to his Starship Airgazer. Could head to the Earth Cave.
Yeah, if I were ArsonHorse, I would have still revived the thief just as a teddy bear for all the enemies to hit, even if he never revives them until the final battle. That's one attack you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I like it here. It also gives you another person that could potentially run, because obviously the plan was to go ahead and make a move here.
One interesting statistic is that Thief is just so good at running compared to all the other members. A level 1 Thief has roughly the same run chance as a level 50 Black Belt.
That's pretty good. Fuzzymage entering the soil trap now. Gonna probably go mode this Earth Cave. He's got to be ready. Fuzzymage did pick up the Mazmoon. Got the Katana. Made a misclick button error. Lost the Vorpal Sword. Vorpal not an option for Fuzzymage at this point.
Yeah, that was a lot of strange button presses to somehow lose Vorpal in Volcano.
ArsonHorse making quick work. Temple of Fiends revisited so far. He's on the earth floor, healing up. Crack from the gargoyles against Fuzzymage has caused trouble for him earlier. The 2 ribbon wearers still standing that will resist the crack skill. ArsonHorse about to initiate the fight with Lich 2. Not much respect is given to Lich 2. And I'm kind of with that. I don't really respect this guy very much.
No, Lich 2 is rarely a threat. The nicest thing that Lich 2 might do is take a nuclear or nuke spot for you and never use it.
Right. Swirl. Swirl is a strong skill. Lich has Swirl. That's out of the pool. ArsonHorse takes down Lich 2 now, moving on to the fire floor.
Yeah, everything you see these fiends cast, you know that Chaos is less likely to have. So that can be a nice feeling sometimes once you survive a fiend fight like that.
Oh yeah. Rainbow Poogle, our wonderful tracker tonight, in Seed Roller, pointing out in chat that Fuzzymage took the fight with Warmech. It was probably the most critical point in this match, especially for Fuzzymage. Cure 4 was on Warmech, as well as I believe Fire 3, out of the pool. ArsonHorse does not have that information. Cure 4 always... every match that I had, it seemed like Chaos had Cure 4. That is out of the pool, but Fuzzymage is the only one with that information.
Yeah, I don't know if that's information that's going to be incredibly useful. It's really tough to play around guessing if Chaos or anybody has Cure 4. You're just kind of going to do your thing, and if Cure 4 hits, oh well.
ArsonHorse initiates the battle with Carry 2. Starts to attack Carry 2 now with a fade for 135. Carry not having it, fires back into Beer. The Red Mage. ArsonHorse attacks 11 hits, 633 damage. Down goes Carry 2.
Yeah, Carry 2 just gave one of the Red Mages a love tap, so not a big threat.
Water floor now. Could be a problem here. The lobsters are there, they have thunder. Not playing nice.
Yeah, and we'll see if ArsonHorse can make some optimal movement choices here or not. So far, so good.
Okay, here we go. Seafood Bonanza now. Thor's hammer gets off against the troll, sea snakes, and lobsters. Doesn't kill anybody. There's thunder from the lobsters starting to do some damage. 3 ribbons for ArsonHorse now. Don't forget that.
Yeah, all his party members resist lightning, so he's got that going for him, but big 5-pack of lobsters can still kill you.
Poogle again pointing out in chat, how often do you want to see waters on this floor? In this case, you don't mind it.
Yeah, there's such a wealth of enemies on this floor, there's usually something that you don't want to see.
The Fiend of the Earth and the Soil Lich has been dispatched from Fuzzymage. 4 orbs now for Fuzzymage. He's in his airship, gonna go get some heal potions from Crescent Lake. Meanwhile, ArsonHorse initiates the fight with Kraken 2. Fast. Was that a double fast? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that can be a good backup strategy. You don't want one of your red mages to die and then not get the fast charge off.
2 defense casts are up for ArsonHorse now. Fast in a temper. Down goes the second red mage. Mono e mono now. Full max evasion for ArsonHorse against Kraken. 1-on-1. Here goes ArsonHorse with the power gauntlets. He's going to start to attack. 11 hits for 900. Kraken's still standing.
Yeah, this race is not over, folks.
10 hits, 500 damage. Down goes Kraken 2. ArsonHorse is down to the black belt. You get the level on him, 26 maybe?
25 looks like.
Rainbow Poogle special. ArsonHorse has been ambushed by vampires on the air floor now. The vampires are starting to stick it to ArsonHorse. Look out. He gets off a defense castle roost, but the vampires continue to attack ArsonHorse. He's down to 50 HP. Glance misses. Vampires are continuing the assault now.
Twilight Fan Club, pretty scary.
Oh no! 50 HP for ArsonHorse. Meanwhile, Fuzzymage is making his move. Reset, D, reset! Oh boy, here we go. Fuzzymage has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited, 1 hour 37. ArsonHorse has reset. He enters at 1 hour 37.
And just like that, we've got a race, folks.
So many great matches, Crystal, this entire tournament. Quite honestly, I'm shocked. We keep seeing these things. We see mistakes. We see people forget things. We see unbelievable things. We see Fuzzymage get through that Warmech and get away, get on to time it 2. Now we got a real match right here.
Yeah, and this is one place where Fuzzymage's party comp is going to be a huge advantage on that Kraken 2 fight. Didn't look like Kraken had a whole lot in the way of spells or abilities, just a whole lot of Tentacle Punch.
Oh.
So, 4 party members alive, that's one less chance they're going to hit the people you care about.
ArsonHorse currently 1 floor up on Fuzzymage. He's also up a lot of knowledge. The only knowledge, really, that Fuzzymage has for an advantage would be that Cure 4 is out of the pool. That's, it's good to know, but as Crystal said, it's not the most, important of things.
Fuzzymage is checking the validation chest, hoping for that 3rd ribbon, no luck.
Right. Perhaps the white shirt could have been in there. Not much else, really, to find. ArsonHorse opens up a little bit of a bigger lead now. He's on the earth floor. Lightning 3 from the rock call? 1 floor lead continues for ArsonHorse now. Fuzzymage closes in. He's on the same floor. We calculate Fuzzymage was about 7 minutes behind. An ambush from the vampires took out ArsonHorse on the air floor. He was down to his black belt. Fuzzymage elects to take the Green Medusa fight. That's going to allow ArsonHorse to, step by step, get a little bit ahead. Fuzzymage is going to take the fight, get the experience. I think he's right around level... I know I saw a warrior on level 20.
Yeah, this is a lot of experience, but don't know if that's worth using a Fade charge.
Right, also wasted a or used, I guess you could say. Down goes Lich 2. ArsonHorse maintains his 1 floor lead on Fuzzymage now. 1 hour, 40 minutes. Fuzzymage taking on Lich 2. ArsonHorse about to take on Carry 2 now. We know that Lich had Swirl. It's a skill. Cure 4 is out of the pool. Fire 3 is out of the pool. Carry rocks the black belt. ArsonHorse is going to start to attack now. He's got to kill Carry pretty fast. 10 hits. 764. That quickly. Down goes Carry 2. Interesting. You talked about this early in the game. ArsonHorse using the black belt as the killer, is what I certainly like to call it. He has definitely adopted that strategy. So far, so good. ArsonHorse gets ambushed now by Grey Sharks and Wizard Sayhags. ArsonHorse gets away.
Yeah, that's an acceptable alternative to the 7 lobster fight, for sure.
Yeah, you can say that again. Fuzzymage continues to be 1 floor behind. He's still on the fire floor. ArsonHorse about to get away from these waters. Watch ArsonHorse on the bottom. He walks along the bottom of the screen and walks out the door. That's the correct thing to do that we talked about earlier. It does not count. You cannot get any counters. Does not count against your step counter. And you don't want those fights on this floor. Carry 2 for Fuzzymage. Kraken 2, round 2 for ArsonHorse. Kraken not having it today. Down goes the Thief. ArsonHorse prepared for that. Put the Thief up front. ArsonHorse attacking Kraken 2 now. Multiple fades. Kraken 2. No way, ArsonHorse. Blast the red mage now. Another fade from ArsonHorse fires out for a $146. Kraken just obliterates ArsonHorse's black belt. Another fade. ArsonHorse trying to fight back. He's gone. Down goes ArsonHorse. 4 rounds, 4 melee attacks. Kraken obliterates ArsonHorse.
Yeah, Fuzzymage takes a temporary lead, but if Kraken does nothing but punch, I'm not sure Fuzzymage is going to be able to beat Kraken either.
You talked about this a little bit earlier. We touched on it. The White Wizard. I don't think I've seen Invisibility 2.
No, I don't believe we had access to that.
Could the White Wizard pay the dividends here? The re-roll early from Fuzzymage. Let's find out. Fuzzymage, Kraken 2, round 1. Fuzzymage starting to attack already with a fade. It's a good roll at 266. He's using the defense sword. There's a fast on the ninja and the power gauntlet on the ninja. Kraken obliterates the master. The master's down now. 3 warriors left for Fuzzymage. The power gauntlet now. Fuzzymage must attack. Here comes the fade for 84. Back-to-back fades from Fuzzymage now for a buck. Uh-oh. Down goes the ninja. Fuzzymage continues the attack. 117 from fade. Another fade now from Fuzzymage for 91. That's not going to make it happen. Down goes the White Wizard. Fuzzymage trying to hang in there. Another fade. Down goes Fuzzymage to Kraken 2.
Yeah, way too many steroids on this Kraken here. Just 4 rounds, it's over.
Okay. Thistle, you're Fuzzymage now. Now what? You've got the information. Same information as ArsonHorse, essentially. What do you do here?
I think I just go right back in and go for it.
Okay.
I don't think anything changes. You maybe just got unlucky that Kraken didn't use ink or something else instead. You might have been a turn away.
Right. Okay. ArsonHorse adopting the same strategy, starting to really pick up the pace a little bit more now. He's about to fight Lich 2 for the 3rd time. I don't think we've seen anything from Kraken. We haven't seen any skills or spells.
Nope. Yeah. Not in 12 rounds. Just 12 hits, done.
Rainbow
so I don't think this is a situation that Invis 2 or the White Shirt would solve. We did see ArsonHorse use the defense sword to good effect the first fight. Just got ambushed by the Twilight Fan Club and couldn't handle the air floor after that.
Right. Pugo pointing out.
One thing that I just thought of this, and Future Fantasy mentions it in chat. You don't want to have to deal with the final 2 bosses just as the solo black belt.
No.
So what you can do instead is throw the Mazmune and the defense sword, and maybe even the power bonk, on the Red Wizard. Then you'll have access to life spells after the fight, and you can still maybe do enough damage to kill Kraken.
Especially in ArsonHorse, he's gone through the Kraken 2 fight twice, and he has not seen any skills or spells. We're back to this. Fuzzymage 1 floor behind ArsonHorse. ArsonHorse had a lead. It was about 7 minutes. Took a Temple of Fiends wipe. Both players entered at the exact same time. ArsonHorse took again a little bit of a lead, about 1 floor. Perished to Kraken 2. Fuzzymage took the lead. Perished to Kraken 2. We're back where essentially almost we started. 1 floor lead for ArsonHorse over Fuzzymage now. Best 2 out of 3 games here. This is game 1 in the Elite 8.
And we've got a nuclear from Carrie.
Nuclear from Carrie.
That's actually good news.
Yeah.
You know, that means Chaos doesn't have at least one of them.
We never saw that before. Nuclear is a skill. I believe there's 4 nuclears in the pool. Could be more out there, but definitely one of them's off the table.
I think it's 2 in the pool for nuclears and nukes, but I could be wrong. We've done some adjustments on that.
Right, yeah. There was some multiple cracks in the pool. I believe there's only 1 at this point in time. Uh-oh. ArsonHorse gets ambushed by Big Eyes and Sharks. They have thunder?
Why not?
Throw it in there. It's a Rainbow Poogle Shenanigan Seed. ArsonHorse preparing for Kraken 2 fight now. Gets the waters. Lobster's not too prevalent on this floor. Both players have got to like to see that. Go ahead and revive the Thief here for the fight, I would certainly think, Tristel.
I hope so, yeah. They got plenty of life 2 charges, so no reason not to.
Fuzzymage is on the water floor now. Fuzzymage trying to get back into this. He's on the same floor, not quite one behind. ArsonHorse is down to 15 heal potions now. 16 heal potions for ArsonHorse, and he's not even... His beer is not fully healed. He's got 300 and some HP. He chose not to use it. 15 heal potions, beer is not there. He's trying Bane! ArsonHorse is trying to Bane Kraken 2 now.
I mean, the Thief's not going to do a whole lot else, you know. That's
right.
Fine.
ArsonHorse picked the right one. Kraken reaches out and tentacleizes beer. Tentacleizes with 1,000 damage. The Thief is down now.
I think I still like ArsonHorse's first method here, just using the defense sword over what he's trying to do now. I mean, this just isn't going to be workable at the moment.
ArsonHorse perishes again to Kraken. Fuzzymage takes the lead now. He's on Kraken too. Let's see how Fuzzymage can adjust. Fast on the ninja. The defense sword. The ninja's going to try to be the killer here. Invisibility 2 is level 7. Fuzzymage is going to try to cloak himself. Can he get it off? Down goes the red wizard. Kraken continues his melee physical assaults into both players tonight. A second defense sword cast for Fuzzymage now. Kraken obliterates the master. He's down to his 2 main warriors. It's the wizard and the ninja. Another defense cast for Fuzzymage. The ninja's protected here. Can he keep the white wizard alive? He's got to have those life spells. Power gauntlet now for Fuzzymage. Kraken continues to physically try to attack and missing. A fade from Fuzzymage for 176. Another power gauntlet boost. Kraken misses again, melee attack.
Yeah, Fuzzymage can get incredibly lucky here and have Kraken go after the ninja and keep this white wizard alive. He is set to go for the final 2 bosses.
Fuzzymage cannot make that happen. He's down to the ninja. It's the ninja with the Masmone. Takes out Kraken 2. Fuzzymage is down to 1 warrior. And he gets ambushed by vampires.
Twilight Fan Club striking again.
Oh no! 55 HP, what is Fuzzymage going to do? Look at him pausing, he's trying to figure out what in the world he's going to do. He gets away. He got away. 55 HP, 60-some heal potions. Fuzzymage is going to heal up. He's down to a ninja. He's got a power gauntlet. No white shirt, he does have the defense sword. Can Fuzzymage make this happen? We are at the 1 hour, 50-minute mark now. ArsonHorse on his tail. Couple floors behind. Fuzzymage's match to win. Can he make this happen? Tie him at 2, the first time we've seen her now.
Yeah, this is going to be especially difficult. We haven't seen either or any of the last bosses cast Nuke yet, and Nuke is almost instant death here.
Oh, yeah.
311 max HP on this ninja.
Oof. Fuzzymage continues the power gauntlet. The Inferno skill from Tiamat now takes a dig into Fuzzymage. Ice 3 from Tiamat. Another power gauntlet from Fuzzymage. 243. Tiamat 2 destroys Fuzzymage again.
Alright, so we've seen a little bit of what Tiamat 2 can do at least. That might make both runners nervous because they haven't seen this nuke spell yet. Chaos could be packing it. Could be packing 2 copies.
Okay, now we talked about this a few minutes ago. Tristel asked you, what do you do? You said you go back in. Now what? Is it the same game plan? Do we need levels? What do we need here?
Well, Fuzzymage is going for levels for sure. Having left in the first floor of Temple of Fiends Revisited here. I think that's a solid plan. We at least want to get this black belt up to snuff, I think. Level 21 at minimum, because we're not even there. We're not doing anything at the moment with this black belt. Yeah,
I certainly think this, at least certainly on Fuzzymage's side, I think this is definitely the right play. So Fuzzymage is the first to make the move to get HP and levels. ArsonHorse continues to try to get through. It's possible that ArsonHorse maybe feels These fiends are beatable. And he wants to go and do it. It's very possible.
Yeah, I think this is a really strange grind spot to use. I would want to be on the gas dragons for sure.
That's what I would do. That's what I'm a fan of as well.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why anyone would want to enter this room ever.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of, obviously, the Earth fight. Because you run into them and they just... It's kind of slow to me, so...
Yeah, and this is kind of the problem with choosing this tactic and then not power leveling the black belt. I think if either player had their black belt up to level 32, they could probably just try to solo the end bosses with enough defense usage. But as it is, this is pretty tough.
Power Gauntlet has been moved to the bottom red mage now of ArsonHorse. Adjusting. Round 4 now. ArsonHorse versus Kraken 2. Looks like he's gonna do that idea that you had, Tristal. He starts to attack, 6 hits for 161. Kraken not having it today. Down goes the thief. Temper on the bottom red mage now. The black belt continues to attack, 4 hits, 50 damage. Down goes the other red mage. 2 warriors remain. Kraken attacks the main damage dealer and misses. ArsonHorse plan continues, starting to work now. 5 hits, 149, 6 hits from the Mazmoon. Kraken not having it, down goes the black belt. There goes the Mazmoon again for 5 hits, 377. ArsonHorse continuing to attack now. Whipping that Mazmoon around, 5 hits, 366. He got through, Tristal.
Yeah, the plan succeeded, and he's going to have enough Life 2 charges to regrow his party. The problem, again, though, is I'm still worried about these nuke charges. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. But one thing we did not see is ArsonHorse never promoted and therefore doesn't have access to heal 3. I would really like to see that, or just have that tool in the bag for the end game here, especially if Chaos has double nuke charges. It's going to be too hard to heal on.
The dreaded swear words of double nuke. We've seen it happen a couple times in the tournament. We've seen it in challenge seeds. It happens. 2 nukes in that pool. We have not seen that yet. We've seen 1 nuclear, a swirl, a cure 4. We haven't seen anything too specifically dangerous other than Kraken 2 tentacles.
Yep, so here we go. We've got ArsonHorse attacking Tiamat 2 with a full party now.
ArsonHorse elects to use the Mazmoon again on the bottom red mage. This is the other red mage now. A few more HP for that red mage on the bottom. That's going to be the same strategy. The Bane Sword is used by ArsonHorse now. It's no good. Defense Sword. Inferno from Tiamat 2. Does some damage, takes out the thief. ArsonHorse attacks with the Mage Staff, chipping away the black belt. 4 hits, 8 damage. Tiamat's not having it either. Tristal, down goes the first. Oh no! Down goes the red mage. Tiamat blasts the main damage dealer. The bottom red mage is down to 50 HP. The black belt's being obliterated now and only doing 7. Oh no, oh no. This did not work.
Yeah, sometimes the turn order does not help you out.
ArsonHorse trying to adjust, trying to stay alive. He's on the ropes. 4 for 76 is no good. Trying to use the power gauntlet now again, trying to adjust as ArsonHorse. Here comes the black belt. Critical hit for 127, but the black belt just got blown away. Oh, he got him! Critical hit, 617, down goes Tiamat!
Wow, super clutch.
Oh. Wow! ArsonHorse was doing nothing. Going nowhere. He wasn't even spinning his wheels, he was going in reverse. Came out, clutch play, takes out Tiamat 2. Has the red mage alive, and is now back to full health. All 4 light warriors. ArsonHorse is the first to chaos now. 1 hour, 56 minutes, 30 seconds. Tristal's talked about it twice. We have not seen nuke. There are 2 in the pool. Could chaos be hiding that? ArsonHorse is ready. He's put the black belt at the bottom. The black belt is going to be the main damage dealer. I'm assuming he put the power gauntlet on there as well. He's going to fast and temper and try to take out Chaos as soon as he can. Fire 2 from Chaos is the first spell to attack. Fast, tempers, defense sword going off for ArsonHorse.
Thief takes a hit. Teddy bear accomplished.
Another defense sword for ArsonHorse. ArsonHorse starting to attack now. A fade yields 91. Back-to-back fades for another one for 81. Chaos comes out with stun. Pretty tame so far. Back-to-back fades again. They aren't rolling very much. Slow 2 hit the top red mage. Ink. The ink skill from Chaos. Again, tame. 11 hits, 535 for ArsonHorse and the Chaos. Now Chaos still standing. Back-to-back fades again. 288, he breaks through. Chaos still standing. Here comes the black belt. 9 hits, 592. Not enough. Fade for another. There it is! Nuke! Nuke! Oh no! Down goes Bullford. He's down to 53 HP on the black belt. 9 hits for 700. Isn't enough yet? Oh no, lightning 2 from Chaos down to 13. You're take him out! Good down goes Chaos!
So clutch, unbelievable. Wow, that nuke from Chaos just obliterated his entire party. Totally huge damage rolls. Takes out both the red mages and almost kills the black belt.
Wow!
But the black belt holds on with lucky number 13 HP to finish the fight.
Wow.
I'm out of breath.
I'm out of breath. That was the nuke came out. We thought it might be coming, but the huge hits, it just wasn't enough. Chaos is still standing, and then the lightning too. Down to the black belt at 13 HP. A hero, if you've ever seen one from the black belt, took him down and wins this thing. ArsonHorse moves to 1-0 right now. Best of 3.
Fuzzymage takes it in the water floor and forfeits accordingly. GG to ArsonHorse.
Wow. We get you the official SRL time here. ArsonHorse finishes this tough seed at the end game. 1 hour, 58 minutes, 23 seconds. GG's to him. We're going to see here if we can... Let's see how much time we got here. We're running a little bit low on time here, Final Fantasy and Speed Gaming fans. We're going to see if we can get them in here if we've got time. It looks like, yes, we've got Fuzzymage here. ArsonHorse is on his way in as well. We'll see if we can pull him in here. It'll be just a moment. Fuzzymage, are you here? Can you hear us?
Yep.
Fuzzymage, GG's. You ran a good game, for sure. Tell me about Kraken 2.
I rattled myself.
It hurt me. It hurt me real bad. I didn't realize why I kept black belt in the back when I had life 2 on a perfectly good red mage with Masa and fast until the 4th time.
Okay,
and, Thunder Lobsters, that's the other comment.
Thunder Lobsters, yeah, they were fun.
We've got another match coming up here on Speed Gaming. We're going to go ahead and make this really quick. Both of you, great race. ArsonHorse, you were the first one to enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited at 1 hour 30 minutes. You took your first parish at 1 hour 37. Re-entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited at the same exact time Fuzzymage was entering the first time. 1 hour 37 minutes. ArsonHorse, your adjustment with the red mage, power gauntlet, and the life spells. Tell us about it, please.
It took me too many wipes. Kraken was unkind with his physical attacks. You always got to try, and also ambush Vampire Wiz. But, don't know why I didn't realize I could just do that, because if I get through with the red mage, he's capable of doing, enough physical damage. If I get the fast off, 3 defenses, if Kraken's going to be persistent, should be a pretty clean fight unless I get really unlucky at that point, and he's still almost got me on time and Chaos there, obviously, and in, but,
On Fuzzymage's first run as well, he was able to get through Kraken just like you with 1 warrior alive. Also got ambushed by the vampires, was able to run away with some 50 HP, but then ran into time at 2. Very, very good game. Elite 8, best 2 out of 3. ArsonHorse moves to 1-0. Tristal, any questions for our players tonight?
Yeah, or are you guys going to be going to Red Lobster or Long John Silver's to get your revenge after that seed?
I got some revenge on the lobsters later, but I don't know. I'm kind of just sick of seafood right now.
Nah, my issue was Provoca. That rattled me for the entire game, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but I fought that 3rd level 2 spell and didn't get life till my red mage.
Mm-hmm.
That just destroyed my game. I was so
You did fighter red mage, I assume?
Nope. Thief, black, double red. No, white red, sorry.
yeah, you reroll to get that heal 3 spell.
Fuzzymage, what happened to your Vorpal sword?
Let's see, it got smelted, and Excal got thrown out a window. And then I lost the Masmune after I wiped Thunder Lobsters, and I was still trying to figure out, I was like, oh, that's on the 1st floor. So yeah, found all the weapons, threw most of them away.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Black Belt, extra money.
We'd like to remind you that tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, Friday, July 20th, it is the franchise X Ice Blue against the undefeated Buzzsaw, Monochi 85, right here on the Speed Gaming Family Networks. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be our next match. Fuzzymage and ArsonHorse are going to have match 2. I hope it's as good as this one. I can't wait to certainly see that. We don't know when that's scheduled quite yet. These guys will certainly be able to let us know sometime soon. Fuzzymage, GG's. Final thoughts on your match tonight, sir?
Life 2 is the thing.
Life 2 is the thing. Our winner tonight, ArsonHorse. Final thoughts?
Great race, Fuzzy. Sorry it broke a little differently. And looking forward to the next one.
Oh yeah, this weekend, yeah?
Yeah, sometime. Let's figure it out.
Have my people call your people.
My commentary partner tonight. Thank you for joining me, Tristal. Any final thoughts on tonight's match?
That was an exciting one. I can't wait for the next one.
I can't wait either. Also, we'd like to remind you that Tristal continues his jaunt to defend his title. Monday, it's July 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Speed Gaming, the Speed Gaming Family Networks. Tristal will be taking on Edgeworth in a match that I absolutely cannot wait to see. For Speed Gaming, Mr. Broadstone, our restreamer, Rainbow Poogle, our seed roller, and Tracker Knight, thank you very much. My name is Will Cleosis. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Good night, everyone.